오늘 이렇게 청소년 사역을 위해서 점심 강연에 와주셔서 감사합니다. 박사님께서 compassion, 연민 혹은 동정이라는 주제로 강의를 하시면서 이것이 치유와 깊은 관련이 있다고 말씀하셨는데요. 이것에 대해서 좀 더 말씀해 주시면 감사합니다. So thanks for sharing your wisdom on compassion in our Lenten lecture series on joy. In the lecture, you said compassionate reflection on oneself and healing are intricately connected. Could you elaborate more about this in relation to joy?
So, how we heal from, how we use compassion to heal is that when we have some sort of wound that we feel, that we notice, and that's coming up within us, we can use the compassion practice to take what we call the U-turn to see what within us needs healing and to be able to interact with that more. And kind of the way we understand that is that we have different parts of ourselves. So part of me wants to go shopping or hang out with friends, and part of me wants to stay home and read a book. I don't really feel like going out. And that these different parts have relationships with each other and with our core sense of ourself, of who we think we are and who we know ourselves to be. And that sometimes those parts can take over our consciousness. And then we see the world through that part. Like when we're angry, everything seems angry, right? So when I'm angry at my wife, I don't see my wife that I love dearly and that I'm committed to being with. I see someone that's threatening me in some way, which is ridiculous. It's still my wife that loves me, right? So then getting space from that anger, and so that I can see it as something separate from me, and then finding some grounding and then being able to interact with that, kind of like you would a friend in need. If someone came to you and said, I'm really angry about this situation, and then what kind of care would you extend to them? You know, you'd ask them, well, what's going on? Why are you feeling this way? You know, what's caused this? What do you need from me to help you tend to this anger? So you can take that imaginative leap with parts of yourself, which sounds kind of strange, but it works really well when we think of these different emotions as parts of ourselves. And then as we kind of tend to them the way we would to a friend, we realize that there's something that they're not getting that they need to flourish. And so the acronym for that is FLAG. So what fears underlie this emotion or interior movement? What longing does this part long for that needs to be birthed into the world in some way? What are the aching wounds of this part of myself that need healing? And then what are the gifts that have been stifled because this part hasn't been able to express itself in the way that it needs or wants to? And so that's kind of how you can begin to tend to yourself. And then that's connected to joy, because as we tend to the various parts of ourselves, we experience more joy in our lives. We're able to be more embodied in the fullness of who we are and to see the world more clearly and to see that it is actually full of joy.